Hello everyone, Underground Geek here, and today I've got another horror comic I'm going to talk about during my horror themed comic month. And today I'm going to be talking about The Lost Boys issue number 2. And with me today to help me talk about this comic is my friend Brooklyn and Lexington, of course. So, as we're talking about this comic, I would just like to point out that we've already talked about Aliens Defiance, Penny Dreadful, and Self Storage. So, this issue takes place directly after the movies, or after the movie. I don't count the sequels because they were terrible. So, as they're talking here, this lady's explaining what has happened to the mother. She says that the truth is they are used by gang members in Santa Clara to spread fear, to use superstition, hinder scientific police investigation, that's all. What she's trying to say is that her father has died and his wounds seem almost like a vampire bite. So, the old man from the movie has died, which is bad. I kind of like that character. So anyway, there's the family talking. You remember the girl vampire and Michael and the mother. Now here's one discrepancy I have. You remember how the female or the girl and the guy looked in the movie? They were kind of good looking people. You know, the actors that they had picked were nice looking. Look at these characters. Why did you make Michael look like Squirrel Girl? I mean, my gosh. Look at the cop has better looking eyes than him. What's going on? But anyway, so as they're talking, the younger brother is going over CCTV footage from the comic book shop. And what he's trying to find out is something that doesn't belong. He says, so it's up to Sam to team up with this pair of vampire hunters named the Frog Brothers to save his brother and David's vampire influence from David's vampire influence and rid Santa Carla of demonic suckheads once and for all. And they're basically going over footage. And what he's trying to point out to the Frog Brother is that a girl came in with a tattoo just like the mark on his grandfather's wound. So as he's talking to this girl, come to find out, the girl has no reflection in the camera because she's actually a vampire. And he let a vampire into the store and didn't even realize it was a vampire. So as they're talking about what has happened to his grandpa, he's talking about how he used to be scared. He used to live with his hands over his ears, so to speak. And he was afraid of everything. And he was sheltered by his life. He thought that the scariest thing in his life was a monster movie that he saw when he was a kid. But in real life, there's monsters all around you. And there we got the Frog Brother looking classic in his outfit. He says, the Santa Carla Hunters Union is all dead. Emerson Emeritus is dead. And that means the Frog Brothers are now the world's greatest vampire hunters. Well, then we're all dead. So then we get our title page. It's The Lost Boys, The Lost Girl, Part 2 of 6. And writer is Tim Seeley. Artist is Scott Godlewski. Cover is Tony Harris. Color is Trish Mulvihill. So as they're talking, the two brothers are getting their plan together. And they're talking to Michael's younger brother there. Then we cut to Michael sitting with his mother, and she's grief-stricken on the couch. And she says, "He was just here, Michael. It's okay, Mom. Grandpa, he'll always be here." And so he sees Star go running out the door. He says, "Star, where are you going? Star, stop it. Let me go. You weren't part of the plan, Michael." Plan? What are you talking about? This is my fault, and all of this I brought you into your family. Laddie, I have to go. You can't just run again. I can, because if I don't, the rest of your family will die, lady. Will die. You'll die. Hey, where'd you guys go? Grandma Lucy is crying again. And you remember that's the little boy from the movie that was with the lady vampire. And there's somebody in the woods watching. Star, come back. We can get through this together, Star. And so there comes his brother, and he's talking about how Star's left. He says, and the brother says, I'm afraid it's all going to happen again, but this time I'm going to lose you. It's okay. I'll always be here for you. So then we cut to the Frog Brothers. They're going to the hotel from the last movie to investigate the girl vampire there. He says, "Hey, I brought the salad shooter full of garlic, didn't I? Alan, look, someone's been here, and they've been digging." There are tunnels all over the place from the collapse of the hotel in the quake of 1906. Why make a new one? And they're talking about how the girl had talked about an underground vampire city, and could that actually exist below the hotel? So then it starts to shake, the earth does, it crumbles underneath them, and they fall into the water. I would just like to point out how long this advertisement was right here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Wow. Okay. And so they fall into this water in this underground cave. Well, that's redundant, in this cave. It says, it's just a little tremor. Where are we? I don't know, but I can touch the bottom and I'm standing on something. Edgar, look. And then they see. He says, I thought that David blew up at Michael's house. So we see 2 new vampires and David is back. He says, but I guess he slid off and joined an all-girl vampire squad. That's sexist, Edgar. It implies a group of males is the default. Oh my God. First of all, he wouldn't be saying that. This is the 80s. Nobody cares about that. Either way, we're going to do all of these, yeah, like Marco. He goes, what was that? Something else has got in the water. I think it came from one of those little caves. Another one. Uh-oh, something's under the water. So then, the brother goes under the water. He says, Edgar, where are you, bro? And so when he goes to pull him out, he pulls out a little kid instead. Creepy. That kid's way too happy. So then, the kid's a vampire. And then as the other brother's getting back out of the water, 2 more pop up. And they all start attacking the younger brother. So then, we cut back to the family asleep. And they start hearing a noise. They go back to the room full of all the taxidermy. And they hear the walkie-talkie, the frog walkie-talkie, talking. It says, this is Edgar Frog. This may be my last recording. Edgar, where are you? It says, are you okay? Sam, I just wanted to thank you for inviting me into your family. Your grandpa, he was like a dad I never had. I'm sorry it wasn't a better vampire hunter. He says, oh, I wouldn't say that. You hunted us just fine. You just couldn't seal the deal. Creepy. So then he says, someone's taking us off the table one by one. It's just us. No vampire slayers, no frog brothers. So then they're bringing some stuff that belongs to the grandpa there. And he says, just some stuff we recovered from your father's office at the VFW. Some medals and a piece of paper addressed to him that we think may be a job application or something. And he says, thought maybe he was a family friend you wanted to reach out to seemed a little touched. Yes, of course, thank you, officers. Did he say application? To the Santa Carla Hunters Union. A hunter the vampires didn't get? So then, we'll go to the next page here. It says name, Nico Petropoulos. Relevant clandestine experience provided upon inquiry. I believe first and foremost in physical and spiritual fitness. I believe the body is a temple that houses the love of God that is our soul. I believe beauty, love, and kindness will eventually overcome the basest predatory instincts of humanity. I believe music is a gift from our Creator and is to be used to combat the sin and darkness that remains in our souls. That's a saxophone, in case you didn't know. And then we get the reveal. It's the freaking saxophone guy from the movie. Oh man, it's him. He says, I believe I am uniquely suited to combat the beings of pure evil that seek to pervert the goodness of our souls with their blood. I believe all of this because I am the believer. Oh man, can you believe it's the guy from the movie? That totally threw me sideways. Holy crap, that is hilarious. So what did you guys think about this comic? I thought it was pretty neat. It's got a lot of advertisements though. Like a bunch. Look at all these advertisements. So, I hope you liked it. This was Lost Boys issue number 2 of 6. I thought it was pretty good. I like how it gets started right after the movie, so if you'd watched the movie, you knew what was going on. And it seemed pretty good, and I got to say that it really caught me off guard that it was the stinking saxophone guy. I mean, just look at him. That is the 80s right there. Alright guys, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and I hope you enjoyed me talking about Lost Boys with my friend Brooklyn and Lexington here to help me. And until next time, Underground Geek out.